Hi, hello, my name is Kat, aka Cozy Gamer Cat, and welcome back to the coziest corner of the internet. Today I am stepping slightly outside of my comfort zone, and we are doing a whole video on game reviews from this month. I get sent a lot of review keys for games, and I don't always have time to make individual Let's Plays of each of them, so I thought I would take inspiration from one of my lovely friends and incredible content creators, Peyton's Corner, and kind of jam all my thoughts into one video. If you like these kind of videos, I really recommend you go check out Peyton's Corner. She's an incredible content creator, and she will do this much better than I will, but I'm gonna give it a shot. This month has been a really busy one for new releases, so there's quite a few that I wanted to touch on today, including some that I know other people have been singing praises for that I have honestly just not super enjoyed. So I thought it would be good to kind of come on here and share a bit of my thoughts from a different perspective, maybe from someone who generally likes story-based games, adventure games over other types of video games. Just as a disclaimer, all the games on this list have been gifted to me from the developers or the publishers, so just keep that in mind when you're watching this review. This, however, is not a sponsored video in any way, shape, or form, so these views are my own, and I promise I am being objective as possible. And also keep in mind that my views might not be the same as yours. I am by no means a professional game reviewer. I will no doubt be biased and have different things that I look for in games than you do, but do let me know down below if you've agreed with any of my points, if you disagree with any of my points, if you think of anything else that I did not mention today. So with that said, let's jump into the video. The first game I've played this month is Song of Nunu, a League of Legends story. Join best friends Nunu and Willem on an adventure across the frozen wilds of Freljord. Discover the unbreakable bond between boy and yeti as you traverse a land both beautiful and treacherous, making new allies and enemies on a journey of family, friendship, and magic. Song of Nunu, a League of Legends stories is a single-player story adventure developed by Tequila Works. Dive headfirst into this immersive narrative, where every snowy step brings you closer to the truth about Nunu and Willem's past. So I have never played League of Legends, really. I tried once, people were kind of mean to me, so I didn't play ever again. So I have no nostalgia attachment to this game, but with that said, I did actually really enjoy it. It's really cozy, it's really wholesome, it is just kind of a very standard, like, adventure game with some kind of interesting, unique points where you get to kind of ride on Willem's back and get different things that you can do when you're with him, but essentially you're kind of going through solving puzzles on your little adventure and exploring the land. If I were to compare it to another game, I would say it reminds me most of like God of War Ragnarok, but like cozy and wholesome, if that makes any sense. In the kind of the same way of God of War Ragnarok, where you have Atreus and Kratos and you kind of use both of their powers. This is very similar to the relationship between Nunu and Willem in this game. And similarly, you kind of do a lot of puzzles as you go on. You might use your different abilities to solve certain riddles as you go. And of course, the obvious, there's a bunch of lore, it's set in Northern Europe, it's got that kind of vibe of Ragnarok or Norse mythology. Again, I know nothing of the lore of League of Legends, so I apologize if I'm missing a whole thing about how this is like very deep League of Legends lore. But overall, I had fun with it. I think it's cute, the voice acting's really adorable. There's a really cute part at the beginning where you play snowball fight with your friend, and it's great. I would say it's a little like cookie cutter. It's not doing anything super special with the genre or even like this type of cozy game. So I wouldn't say it's anything special. If you haven't played League of Legends, probably you could give this one a miss. You don't need it really. I'd probably say like play God of War Ragnarok. I know it's not as cozy, but it's huge. It's really fun. And I love that game very deeply. But I would love to know if you are League of Legends fans, please do let me know below. Are you excited about this game? Do you think that nostalgia hit is gonna make it like worth the price? Let me know down below. I'd be so curious to hear your opinion. But if you do really like kind of like these cozy, wholesome adventure puzzle games, you'll probably like this one, to be honest. So you could maybe try it out if you're looking for something just like this. My overall thoughts is probably could be a miss, but I did quite enjoy playing it. Next on the list is a very highly anticipated one for many cozy gamers. It's Fashion Dreamer. Enter a virtual world of fashion fantasies made real where coordination and communication mix like never before. Your new life as an influencer awaits. The virtual space is bustling with muses, fashion fans who are always on the lookout for new inspiration. Dazzle them with your freshest fits, and if you catch their eye, you'll earn their likes. Rack up more and more likes to grow as an iconic fashion influencer. Spot a muse with impeccable taste? Let them know. Giving a like will let you use their fashion items not only for yourself, but also in recommending outfits to other muses. Okay, so this is probably my most contentious review, and I apologize in advance. I know why people were excited about this game. I think it calls back to the like character customization little fashion games we used to play on browsers way back in the day. But I honestly, a little bored playing this. I don't know if I'm really the target market for it, to be honest. Like, I wasn't really like super eager for a fashion game on Switch, so maybe I'm not the right target market. Maybe this isn't for me. Maybe I should shut up. But I will say, I just think that this lacks like any kind of like innovative gameplay that I was hoping to see in it. And it's not exactly the most like captivating gameplay from the get-go. I've only played about an hour of the game, but I will say like I kind of ran out of things to do and there wasn't really anything to grip me into it. At its core, it's essentially a dress-up game with a little bit of influencer stuff on top of that. There's not much depth to the influencer stuff though. It's kind of just like collecting likes after you've dressed someone up. So I wouldn't say that like even the influencer stuff is that flushed out. My main gripe with the game though is the lack of diversity and body types. Though there are a lot of settings you can do during the character customization of your muses, you can only choose between like short and tall instead of like, you know, different body types that exist in the world. So I think there was a really big chance for them to make this a diverse game, make it a bit different to what we were used to instead of just having a bunch of stick-thin models as we're used to in fashion games. So very disappointing for me in that regard, and I do hope it's something that they might address in the future, but who knows. The gameplay seems to be revolved around kind of also grinding the in-game currency and the gacha games. So again, it's the kind of thing that I think you would enjoy if you like something to play while you're watching TV, or you like that kind of grinding for items type game. But honestly, there's nothing that they're doing that differently from most other games like this, and I think it's a tad expensive considering the length of the game and the amount of gameplay in it. I am more than willing to be corrected on this though, so let me know down below what I'm missing, what you like about the game, and who you think would really, really enjoy it. But overall, of all the games on this list, it's the one I would recommend the least for the value for money. This next game I've played before on the channel, and it's now out in full release on consoles and PC. It's My Time at Sandrock. Travel to the desert community of Sandrock and take on the role of a fledgling builder. Use your trusty toolset to gather resources, construct machines, and turn your rundown workshop into a well-oiled production facility to save the town from the jaws of economic ruin. I might be alone in my love for this game, but I really, really do love it. I've enjoyed it in all the years of early access I've played it, and I'm really excited for the full release. I've already posted a Let's Play on this, so if you do want to see me play through the game, you should go check that out. We investigate the Nintendo Switch version of the game, as we've been playing on PC before that. If you like this kind of post-apocalyptic vibe, but make it farming sim, you'll love this game. I really do think the story is really interesting, the characters are really fun, the voice acting is really good, and it's nice to see how they've developed it even further in full release. We now have a lot more romance gameplay, babies, you can get married, all that good stuff that we did not have during early access. My one major thing to say about this game, I've got to say it was very disappointing to see the lack of graphical quality on the Nintendo Switch version of this game. Even the early access build on PC looks immensely better than the version that we've played on Switch here on the channel. It's fuzzy, it lacks depth, load time's really bad for stuff in the distance, there's a lot of frame rate issues. I would say if you have the choice, do not get this on Nintendo Switch, get it on PC or one of the other consoles. The only good thing about the Nintendo Switch version I've noticed is that the load times are a lot faster than they were in early access, even on PC. I assume they've also improved this on PC, hopefully, but I was actually very stunned by how quickly it loaded from scene to scene, which was always a problem with My Time at Portia, which is the predecessor to this game. Anyways, those are my main thoughts. I do think this game is still worth playing. It's a really solid farming sim. It's got a really unique take on the genre, but I really would recommend staying away from the Nintendo Switch version if you have that choice. It's just not worth the money at the current status of its graphics. Next is a game I hadn't actually heard of until I was sent a code, but I am so glad I played it. It's Chicken Journey. Embark on an epic adventure with the cutest chicken protagonist in this relaxing 2D puzzle platformer. See if you can find the answer to the question that dumbfounded sages for millennia. What came first, the chicken or the egg? This game is so freaking cute. It really gives me Turnip Boy vibes. It's really fun, the dialogue's really fun, the characters are super funny, and it's just like a very cute little adventure game. There's a lot of platforming and like dungeon crawling stuff too, so if you like that kind of thing, you'll really enjoy this. The pixel art is also beautiful and really, really well done. I don't have much to say on this because it's quite a short game and I've only played a little bit, but so far of what I've played, I'd really recommend it for anyone who likes platformers or puzzle games, or if you just really like games with funny dialogue. It's also a really cheap game. It's only like 9 Great British pounds right now on Steam, so it's a short one, but definitely worth the money. So overall, definitely one I would suggest if you like this type of game. Next on the list is a very unique game from the developers of Life is Strange 1 and 2 and Tell Me Why. It's Jusant. Enjoy meditative vibes in Jusant, an action puzzle climbing game. Scale an immeasurably tall tower and ascend to new heights alongside your watery companion. Master your climbing tools, find your way up through diverse biomes, and piece together the tower's past. A quick disclaimer, I did do a sponsored stream for this game, but this video itself is not sponsored, so these are my personal thoughts, I promise, not influenced in any way. With that said, this is one of my favorite games I've played this year. It is stunning. First of all, I played it on PlayStation 5, just gorgeous. The scenery is beautiful, the art style beautiful. The most important thing though, sound design. It is so well done, so well crafted, and they give you these little moments in the game where you put like a conch shell to your ear and get to listen to just the sound design of that space. And so you're kind of like learning about the area and the history through just the like Foley sounds around you. So well done, so impressive. I hope they win every award for it. Beyond that, the soundtrack is also really good, so the sounds in general of this game really bring it to life. I also wasn't sure if I was going to enjoy the gameplay of this because I've played a couple other games where you climb by pressing like each trigger back and forth, and I found them kind of frustrating, but I think this game's done a really good job of making it smooth. You can quickly click them to move faster without falling, which is the problem I had with other games essentially. But also they've integrated puzzles into this in a really fun way that I think actually like real climbers will like, especially bouldering who, you know, view climbing as a puzzle in itself and solutions, etc. But essentially the puzzle mechanic of this game is figuring out how to climb certain things. You might have to use certain things in the area, and even the environment will have certain impacts on the way that you climb. So overall, I don't really have a lot of negatives to say about this game. My only gripe, no photo mode. What the heck? Give me photo mode. That's all I want. I want a photo mode because it's such a gorgeous game and you have a little adorable squishy companion and I just wanted to take photos of him all day long. But other than that, it is surely a 10 out of 10 game. It is stunning. I can't wait to play more of it. It's quite short, only like about 4 to 5 hours, I think, for the main story. But I bet you could go back and play more just looking around for collectibles, little stories that people have left behind, that kind of thing. Anyways, overall review, definitely get it. So worth it. So very good. And last but not least, a game we played a demo of ages ago during Next Fest, Spells of Secrets is finally out. Spells and Secrets is a deep and motivating roguelite experience that invites everyone to this rewarding genre with its adventure story. Free the Wizard Academy of Greifenstein from magical creatures by using your spells in creative ways. Play in local co-op with your friends or family, customize your own character, solve mysteries, and find powerful artifacts in this modern magical world. I've been waiting for this release for a while, and I can say I'm very pleased with how the game looks so far. It's a small thing, but it really helped. Your demo save does carry over for the beginning game, so I got to jump right into the first act instead of having to replay the tutorial. Overall, it's a very cool, like, academy wizardry type game. Definitely check out my demo video if you haven't already. I'll put it up in the cards above. But it really does deliver on its mission of being a roguelike game that can let people join the genre in kind of a cozier, more wholesome way. If you don't know what roguelike or roguelite games are, they are combat heavy. So if you do not like combat, you most likely will not like this game. That is the main core component of the gameplay. And I will say for the most part, it's very smooth. I think some of it's a little bit janky, but I think that's more my own desire not to play this type of game. I'm not like a huge roguelike fan. I think really Cult of the Lamb is the only one where I really have gotten into. But for the most part, this is easy to play, fairly low bar of entry, and the world that it is surrounded in is beautiful and engaging. The only thing I wish is that there was like a little bit more to do early in the game. I haven't gotten very far into it, so I don't know if they're going to add more gameplay outside of the actual combat and like dungeon crawling stuff. I can already see that there seems to be like a school faction system that I'm interested to explore, but I don't know what happens like beyond those doors. So definitely a first impressions review. I'm not sure much to say about like later in the game, but so far I'm enjoying it. I think I'm gonna keep playing it on my own. It's a great game if you want to try out like roguelike games, but in a more wholesome and cozy way. And a special shout out to their character customization because it is very fun, and I'm very glad they added a mirror to the main game so you can do it again even if you play the demo already. Overall, my thoughts are kind of like mid-ground. It's a pretty good game. I'd probably recommend it, but not if you don't like either of these genres. Anyways, that is it for the games that I have played this month. I know that my reviews aren't like anything special, but I hope it's given you a little bit of insight into my thoughts on the games. A lot of people had been messaging me asking about these games and what I thought of them, so I thought it would just be easier to put it all into one video. What have you thought of these new games? What's been your favorite this month? What's been your least favorite? Let me know. And as always, if you enjoyed the video, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell to hear of more content. If you noticed, I'm in a slightly different setup than normal. This is because I am actually moving abroad. I am moving back to Canada from the UK, so I've had to kind of rejig my setup a little bit in the process of selling off all our furniture. So keep an eye on the channel for updates. I will most likely be taking some breaks as we move, but also I'm hoping to put together some more vlogs for you all to kind of just document this crazy international move that we are doing. But nevertheless, that is it for me today. I hope you guys have the coziest day, and I will see you next time. Bye!